I will be focusing on globalization and the negative effects it has on women. What is globalization? Does this mean that all countries of the world are becoming the same? Does it mean the integration of economic, political, and cultural systems around the world? Does globalization mean being able to find the same stores and restaurants in every part of the world? Does it mean that individual countries will not be able to make business and trade decisions on their own, but will have to consult other countries? If these are the realities of globalization, what kinds of impacts will it have on the way we live, on us as individuals, on our families, and on us as women? For years, there's been ongoing debates on whether globalization is a good or a bad thing. However, what we are certain of is that globalization is still occurring and will continue to occur until the end of time. In many countries, the term globalization often has negative connotations. For many, it represents a threat to their jobs, livelihood, and a way of life. Personally, I agree with the critics that fear that globalization, in the sense of integration of a country into world society, will intensify gender inequality. It may harm women, especially in the South, in several ways. Firstly, economically, through discrimination in favor of male workers, marginalization of women in unpaid or informal labor, exploitation of women in low-wage sweatshop settings, and impoverishment through loss of traditional sources of income. Secondly, politically, through the exclusion from the domestic political process and loss of control to global pressures. And thirdly, culturally, through the loss of identity and autonomy to a hegemonic global culture. So we ask ourselves the question again, has it helped or hurt women? In the last 30 years, women have come a long way. Our lives are nobler and richer than they were, but they are also fiendishly difficult. The contradictions women face have never been more bruising than they are now. On every side, speechless women endure endless hardship, grief, and pain in a world system that creates billions of losers for every handful of winners. On the one hand, becoming economically independent leads everywhere to women having more choices about what they do with their lives. On the other hand, however, the double burden faced by all women because of their role in the family means that lives of women workers are everywhere fiendishly difficult as they try to reconcile work and family life. Working outside the home and being economically independent mean they don't have to answer to any man, but the race to the bottom on which the expansion of global capital is being built means that typically this work entails long hours at sometimes very low wages and makes caring for children very difficult. For some women, joining the global workforce threatens their right to ever have children, and for others, it means neglecting the children they are working to feed. So for what I have witnessed, I feel that globalization has had such negative consequences for women and children, and I am not ashamed to believe that this thing called globalization can be labeled as a man.